So, one of our topics coming out of last night.
Cowboys are back, baby. Cowboys are back. That's where we're starting.
Last night was all about course correction from McCarthy. He took control back of the offense and said, this is how we're going to play. We're going to attack your quarterback, and we're not going to turn the ball over, and we're going to go into Philly, and we're going to win one, and then we're going to take control of the division and have a home playoff.
I'm weighing in on this. But this
that to me is that's the message from last night.
That's the ace. I mean, that's the first thing in the show. Is that this is who the Cowboys are now.
Yeah.
Like this, Mike McCarthy has put
You're
his
not going
career.
to. Mike McCarthy is saying to Dan
this is
Prescott,
who
you
we
are not going to screw this up for me.
Right.
Sal Paolantonio, what did it mean?
Absolutely a must-win for the Cowboys. They were absolutely embarrassed in San Francisco. Mike McCarthy took control of what they're going to do in Dallas. He said, listen, I like coaching in Dallas. I want to stay in Dallas. You're not going to ruin this for me. And we are going to play conservative football. And hey, you look at the photograph of the video of Dak Prescott, the relief on his face on the bench. He says the words, thank you, Lord, baby Jesus. Win 2017.
The offense still doesn't look like it's very smooth. It doesn't look like it's very ambitious. I don't know.
That's a better word.
Right? Like it's.
What does that mean?
The first
They're playing to protect the ball.
yeah,
Like
the
that's
first
what they're
touchdown
doing.
drive happened because of two Dak runs.
Yeah.
Right? The third down and then the 4th and 1.
Yeah. Which, by the way,
which was
was
a great call.
nasty.
A great call.
Nasty
Yeah.
play. Yeah.
That wasn't just Dak improvised. Like that was a good. But they're just. I don't know, every single time they drop back to test, it feels like they're scared to mess it up.
This did feel like a game the Cowboys needed to have.
The Eagles losing the day before, the bye coming up for the Cowboys this week, right? You don't want to go in having lost a couple in a row. Everything was there for them. But yeah, it definitely looked to me like just hold on, just don't mess it up. And that's what happened. They ended up getting through it. The offense still doesn't look very smooth. It does not look very ambitious. It kind of, they're doing, I think this is what Mike McCarthy wants to do, right? Run the ball. They only had 96 rushing yards. Dak had 40 of them.
Yeah.
So I don't think they look even the way McCarthy wants them to look quite yet.
But yeah, I don't have as much confidence in them as like we did. I think they proved that they are.
They're the third or fourth best team in the NFC. We act like they suck.
I don't have as much confidence in this team as I would like to have, but they're winning. That defense is still dominant. They didn't turn the ball over, so it feels like a must-win, but it doesn't feel like they've kind of regained the optimism that we had for them early in the season.
Biggest win of the week. This was the biggest win of the week. Here's the deal. We bust on McCarthy all the time. He watched two teams that were the better team in the NFC lose to inferior teams. He's like, we ain't going to let it happen. We're a better team than the Chargers. This is what we're going to do. Our defense is going to win this game. Our offense is not going to turn it over. Give the man credit. We all talked about they didn't have an identity when they were in San Fran. They got boat raced. It was an embarrassing loss. Come back. You know you're going to get this win if you don't do something dumb. They didn't do something dumb. It was like which guy was going to make the mess up. McCarthy wasn't going to be that guy. Listen, the special teams doesn't have that error with 8 minutes left. This game's not even that close.
He doesn't trust his quarterback enough to take one frickin' crack at the end zone. Is that the level of trust we have in Dak Prescott? Dak Prescott?
In his defense,
Listen to John Fink. Listen to John Fink, YouTube.
Get it?
John Fink, everybody.
Get him, Fink.
That's the voice of a frustrated man.
Put him on the show.
I'd like to see them have some consistent offense. If you think back to that game, it's Tony Pollard breaking a tackle in the middle field and making a 60-yard run. It's Dak a couple times doing whirly birds in the pocket. I want to see them have some sort of consistent offense. Not turning the ball over is fine if you want to play teams that are mediocre and bad. At some point, they're going to have to beat some good teams.
They're definitely playing to protect the ball. I mean, but again, they no turnovers and absolutely trust your defense. I mean, you're seeing teams win that way right now, so why go risk it? But I will say this though, he did make plays last night in moments. Like everybody's like, oh, he can't. He did make plays.
You know what my biggest takeaway from the game was last night? If Dak Prescott had played the exact game Justin Herbert played, we would be talking about it all week. We'd be doing a freaking 30 for 30 on what is wrong with Dak Prescott? Should he be imprisoned? Honestly, Justin Herbert was horrendous.
Who's that guy?
He
You
made
that guy.
almost every single throw. Like he was
Yeah.
awful, just awful. I don't know whether his hand is bothering him or what, but he was terrible. And I thought that to myself, like if they just flipped the script and Dak had played this game, it's literally all we talk about all week.
What do you think, Sal?
The goal of the Cowboys is to do one thing, win the division. And they put the Eagles on notice that they can go on the road with their pass rush and beat the Eagles. Robert Saleh did that on Sunday. I mean, this was a very important win for the Dallas Cowboys, I think. Talking from a perspective of, hey, they got to win the division. That's what their goal is. They can go in, showdown November 5th, Dak versus Jalen. The difference is going to be Micah Parsons in that pass rush. They were all over Justin Herbert in that football game. And the Eagles have pass protection problems, big time. And I think they put the Eagles on notice in that football game.
Love it.
When is the showdown between the Cowboys and Eagles?
November 5th in Philadelphia. First time Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott go against one another. That's why it was so important for the Cowboys to win last night, right? It put the Eagles on notice on a specific thing. Our pass rush is what we're going to lean on, and we're coming for you. And this is an important point in Philadelphia. But hey, bring it on, baby.
Sal is ready.
We ready, Jeff Saturday. We're ready, baby. We're ready, Michael.